And today would be what, the 36th episode, which is the reverse of your birthday, actually.
That's it.
That's
What
amazing.
It's numerology.
That's amazing.
Significant
That's
in some way.
We all look for signs. It's
Yes,
exciting.
exactly. It's meant to be.
So before we start the show, do you want to do some housekeeping?
Yes, indeed. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. Please remember that you're watching us on Facebook Live. We're broadcasting via Zoom. There is a bit of a delay between what we say and what we see show up on Facebook. So we're not ignoring you. If you have comments, we'll get to you. We're watching the phone. Other than that, Art Chat is all about us sharing the work that we do and the work that we have available. So everything you see today is for sale. In fact, I'll sell you that TV. I'll sell you.
My shirt is for sale, guys.
You know, this coffee cup. So everything is for sale.
Anything for a buck.
Yeah, anything for a buck. The time to buy a piece of art is when you fall in love with it. If you see something that you have to have, let us know. We can get it to you wherever you are in the world.
Fabulous. Now, before I'm going to go further, I want to take a moment and thank everybody who helped me raise some money that will help me go volunteer for a project in Fort Hood, the military base. So what happened is I'm a member of the Houston Interlude Photography Club, and every year we go to Fort Hood around November.
God, they've done it for many, many years.
And we photograph basically 400 to 500, maybe more sometime, families, military families, and we give this up to 10 photographs to each family for them to print. It's a gift from us to them and for everything they do.
And anybody who knows about being in the military, these GIs don't have huge budgets.
Right.
So in many cases, this is the first time their families had a professional photograph taken. And sometimes if they're deployed, this may be the first time they see their baby in a professional photography.
It happened many times. I mean, I do remember stories with mothers with little babies when the father had no chance to see them.
Right, they're still deployed.
They were in Germany.
So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that the photo club does, and they do it very well. Go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
And unlike other years, everything exploded in prices so much that I needed a little help. So I organized this GoFundMe to raise some money to make this trip possible, and I reached the goal in 30 minutes.
30 minutes, you had, yeah.
Again, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for everything, and this is very, very much appreciated.
Good morning, Gilda's with us.
Gilda from Buenos Aires, from Tucumán, actually.
Tucumán, buenos días o buenas tardes, lo que sea, donde estés.
Let's go back to the art chat, and this was the slide I prepared for the GoFundMe.
Yeah, that was an amazing thing. You put that together, and people were so generous instantly, and you don't know how that helps us because it's been tough, and for all the people who volunteer to go there, they're doing it out of their own pockets. So it makes this not only affordable, but it takes the pressure off when Bogdan's going to go.
And it's a lot. I mean, I'm carrying the tons of equipment with me. Everything has to be.
There's hotels and meals,
4
and
days
gasoline,
full of work, and it's very rewarding at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's go back to our art chat, and let's introduce the first two pieces of art. Mine is a painting. Actually, the second one is a mixed media as well. And yours, it's what? A Trilicon paper?
On paper. Mm-hmm.
So, guys, once in a while, I like to paint. And this is how these red umbrellas came alive. So what happened is I wanted to create this urban kind of abstract paintings. So I have a series of them, and I said, what if I do play with the umbrellas ideas and where you can see the streets of a downtown, and you could see there like a sidewalk on the upper top right, and then these umbrellas covered in kind of rain, kind of a, what is that, a misty day. There's some grayish in there just to give the feeling of a cloudy day. And then the lines that crosses around are kind of left marks from the cars, the tires. And then some of there I put some writing in, because when you walk around urban areas, there are some writings on the windows, there's writings everywhere, advertisements. So I try to keep it simple, but combine some writing as well,
some elements paintings. From what I really love about these is they look like pastels. They look like they're done with pastel
and
sticks.
it's actually acrylic, and the way I achieve this kind of, it has a grandiness to it.
Yeah, it does.
So every time I apply the layer, I would leave it to dry for, not to dry completely, but to dry for a while, and then I water pressure it, so I can get off some of the hard colors. So
by that you mean you squirt it with the hose?
Yes, basically, because it's.
You made it sound very scientific.
Yeah, the painting is quite large. It's 48 by 36, and I need something with a lot of pressure to get the paint off where I want it. Otherwise, these little puff things that I use in the studios are not enough.
Yeah,
and I think it's a very nice piece, a modern piece, an abstract piece that can be matched anywhere.
Absolutely. And those people who like and need red in their environment, my God, it's just really, really bold. And yet it has a subtlety to it, because it has almost an antique feel to it, as though it's been weathered in many ways.
Right.
So I think it's a remarkable piece. I love the series you're doing. There's a few in this series that you're doing that are kind of outtakes of urban landscapes, and I just think they're great.
And I'm sorry, I have it here. It's quite large, guys. I'm gonna try to lift it. I hope I don't break it. So this is one of them. And actually, I would like to, if it doesn't sell by then, I would like to take it to the fair.
You want to take it to the fair?
And we'll
take up half your booth.
And we'll talk about that in just a second. You want to start talking about yours now?
You bet. Sunbeam Series. I had a series of, I think there were 8 in this series, and I'm down to 2 left. And for the longest time, I was telling Bogdan, since we moved, I said, it's really, really a shame, because I can't find the pieces in that series. I don't know what I've done with them. And I found them day before yesterday. I found them underneath a piece of furniture. So that's where all my filing system had been. I love these pieces. I know that Keith in Louisiana bought a couple of them. They look really good together.
And he framed them
beautifully, yeah. And I've sold several of them, but there's only 2 left. And these are on paper. I've forgotten the size. They're 12 by 18 inches. They frame up beautifully. I just love the colors. They've got this kind of mid-century vibe going. And I find them very, very pleasing and calming to the eye. And yet they're very, very bold and full of energy and movement, and some of my signature bits in my abstracts. Can't do much without metallic splatters.
Yeah, and it's very delicate. And look at how well it does in a frame, and how subtle it is. Yeah.
I had a gentleman come from Nigeria, and he looked at one. He bought one, and he looked at it and said, "This is a Maasai warrior." And I was like, yeah. So what I love about abstract art is that people bring it to it, whatever they bring to it. Even if it wasn't my intention, if you respond to a piece of art, that's great. However, with whatever vocabulary you bring.
I think it's very lovely.
It looks terrible in the plastic.
How many?
But it
Yeah,
protects
I know. So if you guys can imagine without the plastic,
Without the plastic, it's even better.
It's we have to protect them. We have to keep them away from fingerprints, and we just heard a story the other day with fingerprints on artworks.
Yeah, I just read that yesterday, that a piece, forgotten the artist, the gallery had gotten fingerprints all over it, ruined it, and it was $800,000, and they're suing for that money. So,
and I mean, it's when you
this
work
is
with,
cheaper than that.
However, it's recommended that when you handle art, you put your gloves on.
Absolutely.
And we
absolutely.
do have a basket with gloves here.
And when you store your beautiful art under furniture, things can happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Sunbeam number 5. There's only 2 left in that series. So.
Very good. Well, it's kind of the middle of the show, and we want to thank you guys for being here, for tuning in with in the art chat as usual, and supporting us and collecting us, and being here with us and be part of our life.
Yes, can't thank you enough.
And then you have a special thank you actually that goes to. Remember their names, Bonnie and.
You got the slide up.
Yeah.
Excellent. I had 2 people purchase this week. Alex and his lovely wife. They came by actually and did a commission. And so I did 2 pieces for them to choose one, and they showed up on Saturday and picked up their piece.
Oh, lovely.
And then I was surprised by Bonnie Balias-Kam, who I went to high school with. I don't know that I've seen Bonnie since high school, maybe once at a reunion, but it's been many, many years since I saw her.
And she checked every piece of his
she
art.
Knew she had
exactly
been looking
everything.
at the webpage. So she took La Playa. She bought La Playa and took it home.
Well, she wanted actually more, but she said, "Oh, I didn't realize you have this much
she was
more.
in a hurry.
I would have to come back."
So hopefully Bonnie will come back, but
lovely.
it was delightful to see her, even if she doesn't come back for a while. So thank you both, all 3 of you, and made my week beautiful so far.
And again, Saturday, I got a private message on Facebook for this guy Josh that is following me on Facebook. We somehow are friends, but we didn't know, whatever. What happened is some of his friends bought the picture on the left home at some time ago and gifted to this.
Gave it to him. Okay.
Yeah. And now he is like, I have this piece. And I said, oh, you got this as a present. I know exactly who bought it. And he said, yes, but I like 2 other pieces to match so I can cover this portion of the wall. And he purchased this, how is it called? Dutch and Beauty, I believe.
And these are all photographs of a statue in Romania, in your hometown of Copolon, that was completely just deteriorating.
Unlike any other things I do, I go there right at the right time.
Right at the right time.
Photograph the hell out of everything. And guess what? A year later, somebody got in there and decided to paint these statues in black and completely destroy them.
They painted them with a glossy, almost like a patent leather, this really high gloss black paint. They look ghastly now.
I mean, people are...
2 beautiful, beautiful pieces of art that were just left and decayed. They were literally falling apart when you shot them.
I'm just surprised that
they're stunning.
There's no regulation in place who does what.
Yeah, they completely.
You want to recover the statue? How about the black paint?
But that's a great way. You give somebody one painting and then they have to fill a whole wall. I love that.
Oh gosh.
No, I'm delighted that he liked your work.
Yes, and actually those pictures are fabulous.
They are great.
And it's a huge series of them.
And they're naked.
Let's see. 3rd Saturday is coming up. This Saturday.
This is it.
And we'll be here. I'll be here from 11 in the morning all the way to 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys have nothing else to do, come and say hello. And in the same time, John is going to be at the Zine Fest.
It's one of the two Zine Fests that we have here in Houston. It's called Uncle Bob's Photo Zine Market. It's going to be over at Hardy and Nance Studios, and we're going to be there from 1 until 7 with hosting a table. If you didn't know, probably one of the first things we did with our business, Boobaroosa Productions, was we started to create books. And we have several that we have created and tried to get published and things like that. And I do the writing, Bogdan does the illustrations, and we have several children's books. I think there's 7 children's books, as well as some photo based.
And this one can be.
Books.
This is available in a larger format and a complete book via Amazon.
Amazon, exactly. So what we're doing is at the Zine Fest, people get together and they bring their zines, and zine is short for magazine, and it's a kind of an indie publishing thing that's been going on for many, many years, and people trade and sell their zines. So we'll have a booth at the Uncle Bob's Zine Photo Zine Market, and then in November we have the Houston Zine Festival, and we'll be going to that as well.
So this is, guys, this is Krabby Cat, one of the illustration I've done. This was one of my first children's illustrations. It was the hardest thing I worked on. To create animation, right?
Well,
Illustrations for kids. It's so hard because you don't necessarily need to be literal in everything.
Right.
And I had the hardest time to illustrate.
It's a hard job, yeah.
That particular page to match the picture.
Even very, very simple drawings are very, very hard when you have to match a story. And then we have probably the longest story is Andy and the Leprechaun, which I wrote back in the 80s, and Bogdan did the illustrations for that. So we have this one is really for about a friendship between a leprechaun and a little boy. So St. Patrick's Day, we have Halloween, we have Krabby Cat is all about being grumpy on a trip when you have to travel with children. And then, of course, the photographic ones are just lovely, lovely illustrations of photography from Bogdan's portfolio, and some of the series that we've produced as well. So yeah, and there are lots. It's a really bohemian kind of event. There are all kinds of wacky people with beautiful zines and books and comic books and paintings, and it's a lovely day out.
Can you tell us where it is?
Hardy and Nance is downtown, just outside of downtown, and it's this Saturday from 1 to 7.
Excellent.
So join us. And I would say if you have nothing else to do, but I think you should cancel everything and just come and see us.
Now, I want to remind people that last minute kind of situation, we decided to apply for the other art fair in Dallas.
Yes.
That happens on October 20 to 23.
Apparently that's got music to it.
And you guys can, if you haven't seen Dallas in a while, this is the time to come and visit Dallas and stop by the Dallas Market Hall where the fair is going to take place.
We missed the deadline because we were in Romania, and we got back and I just said, just for a lark, let's see if they'll take us. And they said, okay, just made it under the wire. And so we'll both have booths there.
But I'm very excited. It's going to be very good. I did have a very good experience last time.
I did too.
And I want to do it again. Let's see what's new. For me, I've been working on these photographs on canvas. We discussed this before. Some of the photographs I took of the Decay Bucharest contain a lot of graffiti. It's not an organized graffiti. It's kind of or recognizable, but I decided to whatever was recognizable to hide, because it wasn't about the graffiti, it's about the decay and about how how decay looks like, the colors of decay basically. And so what I've done, I repainted everything. I kind of did my own graffiti at this time. And this is one of them, which is called Urbana Revisited. And it's 31 by 31 inch photography and acrylic on canvas. I think it's a beautiful piece right now.
I think they're great, and the whole series you're doing is remarkable. I love them.
And as you know,
colors are so striking.
As you know, I don't like to throw away leftover things, and if I have an idea how to integrate leftovers photography into new pieces of art, I will do it with pleasure. And this is a new piece I put together. This is a kind of a test for a piece I worked on that it's called Tagged, and it's here at in the studio for whomever wants to see it. And what happened is I have this printed pieces of photography, and I wanted to do something with it. So I created this kind of panel. When you look at it, you should think of those metal sheets.
Corrugated iron, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't had a chance to think of a name or anything, but it's going to be framed. And if you like it, come and see it with your own eyes here in the studio.
Magnificent. I just love those.
I think this 3D sort of presentation brings something new to the photography.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think they're stunning.
So let's see, what else have we had for you guys today?
What I'm working on, this is what I'm working on at home. I've been playing with this for a while now because we've been so busy. This is a fairly large piece, and I'm trying to incorporate my little heads with into an abstract piece. And so I've been doing a lot again with language and words, and you've been doing a lot of that too, and with texture. So I'm trying to incorporate all those things together, and I'm really liking what I'm doing so far. It's coming along really well.
You're going to cover the middle as well?
Yeah, I'm going to. There'll be many more layers to come, but basically that writing will be
amazing,
hardly visible when I'm done. And I may have to work on that guy's hair.
So let's go to the second part. It's already late. It's 10:25. You can imagine.
We should hurry.
So the second piece of artwork I want to bring to you today, it's called Urbanesque, and it's the same as the one I was just showing you a second ago. It's photography and acrylic on canvas, and what you see here is fragments from walls from Bucharest put together, and again to cover whatever was how do you call that, not visible, but signage from other people.
Other people's art.
Yes, I would hide it up because it's not about their art, it's about mine.
Yeah.
So this is how Urbanesque ended up.
Again, stunning use of color, and the negative space is great.
And the thing is, on both of them, I applied a new varnish, and everything is like very contrasting and pop up. It's like I was very, very surprised how a varnish can change.
The depth of color that comes out. Yeah.
So guys, both Urbanesque and Urbana Revisited are here in the studios, in Silver Sea Studios 314. Come and see them with your own eyes. They're great for a modern space, young families, and so on.
Not only young families.
Well.
And then I have Effervesce, which is one of the two that I did for Alex and his wife. They chose the other, Champagne. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to feature this one this week.
Yeah.
This is, I may have talked about it last time as what I was working on. This is now complete. This one's in the studio. It's lots and lots of gold, lots and lots of pink, which was the thing that Alex and his wife were interested in, and then lots and lots of splatter paint and layer after layer after layer. I think they're lovely.
It's called effervescent.
Effervesce. Effervesce. And I have it here. It's a nice size.
Yes, indeed.
And it is that metallic gold in there. It changes during the day, depends upon the light.
Mm-hmm.
And a bold piece. It's got a gallery wrapped. It's nice, thick, so it doesn't even need framing if you don't want to frame it. But I thought it was lovely, and I said, you know what? They chose one. The other one is still available.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think they turned out well. Whoops, I almost hit you in the nose.
And very, very bubbly.
Very bubbly.
It's like, this is how I see after I drink a glass of champagne. Very.
That's what you see? No driving for you.
No driving for me. Now,
thanks, Frank. Frank likes the gold, and he likes your pieces.
Thank you, Frank. Let's see. So those are kind of mock-ups. They look fantastic.
Yeah, they're nice pieces. They're very, very busy. They're very, very kind of expressionist. But
you know what? I
like
that when they come and pick up the other piece,
mm-hmm.
they were so happy. It was more than the piece. It was like made for them.
Yes,
and
exactly. It was custom made for them.
It meant so much for them, and they were so happy.
Yeah, it was delightful. And, no pressure if they didn't like it, but they did love it. And it was exactly what they had requested. So it worked out well. I thank them for that.
Guys, pretty much this is it for today's edition of
Barbara
Art
Chapman.
Chat.
Hi, Barb.
Barbara Chapman at the end. We'll see you when? Next week?
Next week, but we still have our vlogs and podcasts and
all that. So if you guys
blogs and
see more of us
and come to the studio and come to the Zine Fest, just come. Great to see you guys. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Bye now.
Bye.